The flood fight continues across Siouxland this afternoon. Flood levels are slowly beginning to improve in Nebraska, but in Iowa and South Dakota, preparations continue for more water. That's our top story this afternoon. It's especially true along the Big Sioux and Missouri rivers. We're awaiting a live press conference from Dakota Dunes where South Dakota Governor NOEM will have an update. That's to come within the half an hour. That's also where we find KCAU-9's Bridget Bennett this afternoon. She joins me live. Bridget, what's the latest?
Yeah, Tim, I'm here at the Dakota Dunes Welcome Center where, again, the governor is expected to arrive in just a little while. She will be coming from Yankton. She's already toured some of the flood damage up on that part of the Missouri River. And right now we are expecting the river here in Dakota Dunes and in Sioux City to crest sometime this evening. That's what the governor is here to see. And officials here in Dakota Dunes, they are preparing for the worst.
When you look at a 92 river on a 93 levee, that creates very little margin for error.
Officials here in Dakota Dunes asking people to not use water right now. They are concerned about what that Missouri River and the Big Sioux River are going to do yet tonight. South Dakota Governor NOEM will be meeting with officials here in Dakota Dunes in just a little bit. The Corps says what's happening here in North Sioux and along the river is in response to some major developments upriver over the last 24 hours. Again, that's what Governor NOEM has just looked at in Yankton. We're going to show you some video here of where this all started. It began with the collapse of the Spencer Dam yesterday morning. The Corps of Engineers then increasing releases from Gavin's Point Dam up near Yankton in response to that large inflow of water. Now, the Missouri River is expected to crest here in North Sioux at midnight tonight. It could top over some of the riverbanks, especially in the Spyglass area and Pebble Beach area. That's near Hole 8 here in Dakota Dunes. Now, again, Dakota Dunes officials asking everyone in town to limit the use of water. They don't want more water going into the sewage either. Right now, they're really using as much water as they can. They're also saying if you have a basement, if you have a floor hole, some sewer pipes, to cover those up to help prevent any sewage backup. It's because in Dakota Dunes, it's not just the Missouri River that they're worried about. That incredibly full Big Sioux River is also a large concern, and it won't be cresting all the way until Monday.
Keeping our fingers crossed, but we really ask that people be prepared and leave the area and seek shelter somewhere else. We understand that there's going to be property damage or maybe loss. We're hoping for the slightest amount of that as we can, but it's real important right now, people over property.
Yeah, officials up in Union County are asking everybody to stand by and just protect human life more than anything. The Union County emergency managing officials saying they have the South Dakota Highway Patrol on standby, as well as Game Fish and Parks. They're preparing for the possibility of any water rescues they may have to do. Now, thankfully, they have not had to use any of those resources yet, but they are available. They're also setting up some sandbagging stations in Elk Point and up near North Sioux. But they are asking that everybody just to protect themselves first, get to a safe place, and get out of the danger zone if they can. Now, that here in Riverdale Park Estates near Dakota Dunes, it's in North Sioux City here, that's where people are really preparing for the worst. They live right alongside the banks of the Missouri River, and a lot of those homeowners are fearing a repeat of the 2011 flood.
The water was just about touching the ceiling. That was how deep it was.
The water was people all over Riverland Park spent today moving their belongings from the basement up to higher ground. Some people even packing trailers and moving trucks. I spoke to many people in that area today who are experiencing the flooding back in 2011. They were there for that, and some say they just finished up their basement remodels after that flood, and they weren't anticipating having to go through all of this again potentially so soon, especially so early in the year. Jason Dickens came up from Omaha today to help secure his parents' place. They're still down in Arizona for the winter.
We're up here moving everything from the basement up to the higher floors in preparation from any type of flood that we might get here again. Same as what we did in 2011, but a little bit colder than it was this year than it was before.
A lot of folks are staying with friends and families overnight or just looking for a safe place to stay. They don't want to be around for when that water does crest later tonight along the Missouri. And the Red Cross is opening a shelter today. They'll have a shelter open at West Middle School tonight, and they say they'll keep it open all weekend long or as long as needed until the danger is over for this area of Siouxland. We're again going to hopefully hear from Governor NOEM coming up in just a little bit. For now, Tim, I'll send it back to you.
Okay, and we'll get back to you immediately once the governor takes the podium. Thanks, Bridget.